Hi guys, and welcome back to another DrAce video, and today we're going to be playing Monster Energy Supercross 4. We have the Triple Crown in the round 2 of the Monster Energy Supercross career mode right here in Arlington, Texas at the AT&T Stadium.
One of the top riders in Monster Energy Supercross. Listen to the roar of the fans packing the stadium.
We await for the grids to drop in main event 1. Let's see if we get a great start. Waiting and waiting. Ready to go. Perfect start there. Brilliant start on board this Honda. I must say I am really enjoying this Honda right in the 250 East class. It just feels natural. It feels at home. Much better than the Yamaha did in the Futures part. I have been tweaking a lot with the jumping and getting used to the better starts. And so far it is paying off beautifully. And such a great track such as Arlington, Texas, I feel confident, feel ready, and I'm prepared to win or at least get on the podium for this Triple Crown. Of course, the win has eluded us in Monster Energy Supercross 4 career mode as of yet. Fingers crossed we can finally change that here. I do feel really good. Qualifying was super good. So we'll just see what happens. We've got 3 rounds to face here today. Main event 1, main event 2, and main event 3, hence the name for a Triple Crown. And the base of the way Triple Crown works, if you're not aware, is that you go into it with points of positions. So for example, if you finish first, you gain 1 point. If you finish second, you gain 2 points. Now the point is the person who finishes with the least amount of score wins the Triple Crown. So for example, if we won this one, it would be 1. If we be 20th on the next one, we would get 20 points. Therefore, we would be further down because we'd have too many points. Hope that was a brief explanation, and let's just continue on with the racing, because right now we are quite far ahead of Marchbanks and Sexton. Jordan Smith's there as well, and Colt Nichols, but not really worried about them right now as we get a little bit wide on the sandbags there for the Kawasaki's. If I was the Monster Energy signs, have to be really careful if you happen to go anywhere near them, as Marchbanks now takes over the lead. We fight back immediately. That's what you got to do here in Monster Energy Supercross. The guys can be extremely aggressive, and we have to give back as good as we get, so definitely shove him back. If he leans on us, lean back on him. Rubbing is racing us, of course. We're going to do everything we can in our power to keep them behind us, because I feel great in the lead, but getting through the pack and getting, minds in there with all of them, it can be pretty difficult, so just do be careful, especially for me. I don't like to battle too much on Monster Energy Supercross. I haven't quite found the niche or the knack to get it done yet. Well, fingers crossed in the future as we gradually improve on this game. I do feel better and better on this game. I do feel like it's becoming more natural. And we've been watching quite a bit of Monster Energy Supercross recently, especially some older videos, and then even some of the newer stuff. Just trying to get used to it and trying to figure out what we can use and what we can sort of understand about how to maneuver the bikes and where to position them. So a couple of times I did see in I think it was the 2019 Triple Crown actually. I think it was Eli Tomac and Cian Cerullo going head to head from 2019. It was so good. I really enjoyed that video. I wasn't much of a fan at that point, so I wasn't really up to date with all the... Oh, carnage! Oh, no! I've just dropped it. Oh, my goodness. The problem I was there was I was pushing forward on the analog stick as we jumped into that corner, and we just touched the tip of the jump, therefore dropping the motorcycle. That is not good at all. Fingers crossed we can fight back as Colt Nichols gets ahead of us now. We need to get past him sooner rather than later. We fight back. Yes, beautifully. Oh, we got wide as well. Something happened to Marchbanks, I do believe. What happened then? So something happened to the rider in front. But now it's Colt Nichols leads, Grant in second, Marchbanks, Lopez and Brown. So not sure what happened to Chase Sexton as well. Of course, in these main event sections for the Triple Crown, they're not going to be the usual 15-minute sort of laps or 15-minute Grand Prix, let's say. It's going to be a 10-minute Grand Prix, and then we'll finally, after the 10-minute has expired, it'll be down to the final 2 laps as we make carnage again. Oh, too much pressure on myself here. I'm just too eager, pushing so much, because I know qualifying went so well and it was so fast. Trying to replicate that here, but it's not quite working for us. Going to have to get into the mindset and start focusing a little bit more. Things when push comes to shove, you do lose a little bit of concentration, you lose your lines, you can't take the same lines because riders are in the way. Doing everything we can just to get back into the groove. We're going to do, oh, there's a beautiful move up on the inside of 2 riders there. They did not see that coming at all. And you know what? I don't really think you did either. I didn't see it coming either. I was a little bit confident going in there, but I wasn't sure if cockiness would have become our confidence, but thankfully it did not. Now into the slipstream of Marchbanks over the tabletop section with 5.5 minutes remaining. Good to see that even though we did crash pretty much twice, we're still in the battle for the podium, and even for the race victory. It's going to be the inside of Marchbanks. That is beautiful. This is going to be a terrific lap if we can... Oh, that sort of messes up. Bumping into the rear of Nichols has kind of slowed us down, but it's still a great lap. It's a 56.269, so can't scoff at that, not at all, as the man with the red plate is not even in the top 20 right now, Joe Shimoda. Not sure what's happened to him. He had a magnificent start to the Supercross season, 250 East, but doesn't look like he's going to be replicating his performance in round 1 here in round 2 today. So Marchbanks in second place, Nichols behind. Chase Sexton's now appeared in the top 5 once again. Maybe he only just dropped a couple of places, but he's right there again, right on the cusp of getting into this podium battle. Chase Sexton, of course, the world champion. I don't fancy getting into a bit of a scrap with him, because he can fight with the rest of them, so I'm not sure if I want to start engaging with him. Don't really want to engage with any of them, because, of course, I'd rather get to the front and just start leading this Grand Prix. It's what I did best in the qualifying sessions, just trying to keep out of trouble, trying to stay ahead. So we'll see how things go on, but that is another great lap there. It was a clean lap as well, so we're doing what we can. And of course, as the career mode develops, you can continue to develop your own rider as well. So off camera, I've been doing the training sessions, I've been doing the extra events, just trying to build up the affinity for this Honda, and also trying to develop the rider's abilities as we go a little bit wide there. Because I do believe after yesterday's Grand Prix, or at least last week's Grand Prix, should I say, the rider sustained an injury, which you have to use credits to fix. Now, I don't know what sort of detriment you are at if you don't heal the injury. It didn't really say, it just said you were going to be a little bit slower or something. So I'm not sure how that actually works into the game, but for the time being, it's absolutely fine, because we just we paid for it anyway, so we can continue on with the racing. As we now go over the tight left-handed jump. Awkward jump to get right, that one. It does catch me off guard a couple of times, but I'm pleased to see that we did relatively okay there, as Joe Shimoda is actually up into 11th place now. It's a good job for the Japanese rider, the red plate user. So of course, if we do win the Triple Crown here today and Joe Shimoda is nowhere to be seen, we could potentially, providing we beat Chase Sexton as well, we could definitely have the red plate. Now, having the red plate is basically just being the championship leader, if you weren't aware, and having that coveted red plate is certainly what we desire, even in the second race of our very, very young Monster Energy Supercross career. So, great stuff so far. Of course, I do appreciate that Monster Energy Supercross is probably not going to get as much love right now at the minute, because MotoGP 21 is out, and MotoGP 21 is absolutely bloody brilliant. So I do appreciate that if this is a little bit of a different video for you, but I do like to change things up every now and again. Whoa! What was that? Goodness me! We've had some scary moments in this one, but it's only 2 minutes remaining, as Thurman is now in second place. Sexton, Smith, Starling, 5th place as well for him. So pretty good result for the top 5 so far, but still, I think we are in a good position right here, guys. I think we're going to be quite confident, quite calm and collected going on forwards, because I do feel that the flow on this track looks fantastic. We are following the particular lines. We're looking great on the Honda. We're trying to get into the declines and the inclines. Of course, the tabletop section is where for some reason, we're just always strong. I don't do anything different, just push back on the analog sticks and just give it full throttle. Not sure why, but the AI just seems to go so slow on the tabletop section, as it's only 1.5 minutes remaining for our first victory in Monster Energy Supercross 4 250 East career mode. Really loving this one so far. I must say the game is absolutely brilliant. I've said this since the beginning. I'm much more enjoying this than the MXGP 2020. Don't get me wrong, but MXGP 2020 is great. The career mode's just as good. But I don't know, there's something about Monster Energy that just feels so good. The helmet cam is awesome. The tear-offs are really cool. The AI is aggressive, but I'm enjoying the aggression. It's made me a better player, I would say. And of course, the difference between MXGP and Monster Energy Supercross, of course, is that it's different sort of style of tracks. Your Monster Energy ones are more indoor arenas style, so it's got lots of jump heavy and smaller tracks, where MXGP is your full calendar event, goes round across the world. and of course it only has the larger style of tracks, which are all outdoors. I don't believe, to my knowledge, there's ever been an indoor MXGP race. I do recall Tim Geiser fighting in Monster Energy Supercross. He was the 3 times world champion at that point. I'm not sure. I did see him there, I do recall, but I'm not sure how that all works. I would like to learn more about Monster Energy Supercross and even MXGP. Dirt biking in general is just so cool to watch, and it's so awesome. But I've spent more of my time with MotoGP and Superbikes in the past. Maybe that'll change in the future as we hear the hooter go off. That means there's just 2 laps remaining, guys, and we are 8.2 seconds ahead of the field. Actually, about 9 seconds. We are just absolutely killing it now. No problems to worry about from behind. We just need to stay focused and just finish this race. And you know what? We're going to win. We're going to win our very first Grand Prix. Well, the first main event, let's say. Well, it's only race 1 of 3, so we still have to win the entire event. But even just winning 1 race is so relieving. Because I was struggling to get it done in the Futures game mode. But here, we're going to jump into the lead and just finally take a race victory. I'll be so pleased, honestly. And again, that is a pretty good, consistent pace that we've got going here. That was a 57, so not quite the 56.269 that we set earlier on, but still a damn decent lap, which I'm going to be very proud of, I'll be honest. So we'll see how things go on as the race 2 and race 3 will go on. But for the time being, race 1, a very comfortable lead for us right now. Confidence, loving it, feeling good, love this track. We did this track in the live stream. We've done this track in the, I think in the career mode as well, in the Futures game mode, and now here again. So I guess confidence is becoming, because due to the familiarity and the constant playing and getting better and getting used to the tracks. So the more we get familiar with it, the better we'll become. Getting a little bit nervous as we get closer and closer to the line. Chase Sexton took about 3 seconds away from us there, but it's quite alright. We don't need to worry about that. Executed perfectly to the end, and finally we take our very first victory in 250 East. So those are your session results. Grant leads, Sexton second, Smith, Peters and Lopez are your top 5. Now moving on to main event 2. Let's see if we can repeat what we've just done. So waiting for the grids to drop yet again. The camera's on a weird angle. Well, away we go! Perfect start. Camera still seems to be a little bit glitchy there. Sometimes it does that. But we do go into the lead. Can we get the whole shot? Going into turn 1. Yes, whole shot once again. Brilliant stuff from the young man in England as Justin Hill gets ahead of us there. Can we fight back? Waiting for the right moment. Can we use the correct amount of speed? Get the jump properly and go up on the inside. Beautifully done. Whoa, a little bit out of shape, Oh, but wow. We somehow still recovered extremely well as Justin Hill gets back ahead of us. Brown is there as well. Race 2 already looking a bit more entertaining and interesting than race 1 was. For now, who knows what's going to happen. Can we do the double? Can we repeat here in Arlington, Texas in the AT&T Stadium? Brilliant tabletop section navigated there. Hill still leading. Peters, Lopez and Brown still roughly as you were as you started. As we get up the inside of Hill, not quite. Good defense from Hill, making himself as wide as possible there, stopping us from using the speed of the Honda. Get right next alongside him there. A bit of a bump. He's going to drop it down to turn 1. Get pushed wide from Peters. Lopez is there as well. Kyle Peters gave us a good old shove there. He really didn't want us to be holding that position much longer. Of course, he is occupying 2nd or 3rd place now, but we're going to try and fire it back up the inside. Get to the right jump. Beautifully done. The game says not bad, but I disagree. I thought it was beautiful. As we get to the right now, a little bit of a whip. Not the best of whips there, but it's okay. Good 1 point times 5. Brilliant. Going over for the next jump. Oh, big leap. Careful not to land on top of Peters' head. Did find when I was getting used to the game now that to get those jumps properly, you have to pull back on the analog stick and push forward at the right time. But you have to do it quite pronounced, if that makes sense, as we go wide. Oh no! We've done it again! Oh my goodness, in the same corners we did in race 1, the same mistake has met our fate. Goodness me. Oh, that's so annoying to do that once again. But I was saying earlier, is you have to push back on the analog stick and do it really pronounced, so really push back on the analog stick and then really push it forward. On MXGP it's not the same. As long as you push it back a little bit, it does the job. But in here you have to really push it back, and I like that extra sort of inclusion and the feeling of really pushing the bum backwards into the seat and then pushing forward as we just barely made it over that Oakley sign then. If we didn't go over the Oakley sign then, that would have been carnage. Head would have been straight into the gravel, and that is not good at all. Into the dirt. It's already been dirty, and it's going to get dirtier now, as I think we just got our face whacked off by a motorcycle there, as we now drop down to 13th. What a terrible performance so far. Oh my goodness, we are not going to redo our heroics like race 1. Disappointed. Getting over the inside of a couple of riders there. Confidence still there in that corner, even though we just crashed a moment ago. So 2 crashes on that previous lap. That is awful. Really, really bad stuff from us. We've got to fight back now. Get our composure. Hill, oh, carnage ahead of us as well. Another rider has skittled out of this Grand Prix. And we've got to do what we can. I must say, I'm a little bit concerned now with being down in 9th place. This is not good for our Triple Crown attempt. So we'll see what we can do. But are we up in the inside? That is gorgeous. I'm really confident in that corner. But it's one of those things that you have to be really confident and you have to just go for it. If you don't go for it and sort of hesitate, you'll crash. Or if you think too much about it, you'll probably make a mistake. But by doing that, we make massive contact with Swole there. Smith as well, with the left-hand side. He's on the Kawasaki, going around the inside, actually. And just in a moment of minutes, and not even that, seconds, let's say, about 40 seconds in, we go from 13th to 4th. That is brilliant. That is how you recover. I am really pleased with that one. Justin Hill in 2nd place. Not sure who took the lead, actually. Chase Sexton. I did not even see Sexton get through. But that is an astonishing lap. That is a 55.809. That's about 2 seconds quicker than my qualifying lap, and about 6 tenths of a second, actually 4 tenths of a second, sorry, ahead of the race 1 fastest lap. That is a magnificent lap. I am extremely impressed with that one. Really impressed. That is brilliant. Can we regain that same sort of focus we had from race 1 and put that into some sort of consistent lap pace here? I like the look of it. I really do. If we can get into the 56s again, or perhaps even the 55s, we'll be right on the tail of Hill, and then even Chase Sexton, because we are closing in rapidly now, using a lot of speed over the tabletop section. The gap behind us to Jordan Smith is now insurmountable, I would say. Look at it, down in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen there on the graphic. Looks beautiful. We are on a magnificent charge here. Over the line, it's going to be a 54.781. What a ridiculous lap time that is. That's brilliant. Justin Hill, Chase Sexton, be warned, we are coming. We are definitely on the charge here. Grant is moving with absolute ferocity, confidence, and just seriousness as we get really close to Justin Hill now. Not quite able to go through there, but we did show him a wheel or two. Practically showed him the whole kit and caboodle, the whole kitchen sink. Well, I guess it's not quite out yet. Still got a bit more to go. 4.5 minutes remaining of main event 2. Still plenty of time to go. We just don't need to go too cocky. You know, stay focused, stay within our parameters, stay with what we're capable with. Because at the end of the day, even a 3rd place is a fantastic result. Chase Sexton finished 2nd in the last one, so he would technically lead, or we'd be tied, both on a couple of points here. So we'll see how we get over the line. It's a 57, so we did slow our pace just a little bit. But things are still very much in the favour of Chase Sexton and Justin Hill, because we are yet to really get in on board with them, really start pushing them about, really using our weight and fighting with them. We give it time. I'm still confident we can get there. I really am. Big props to the Honda, though. It is working extremely well. I am so proud and so pleased that we picked the Honda. I usually don't go for the Hondas. I try and go for stuff like Husqvarnas, Yamahas, or Suzukis, or Kawasaki's, because obviously when I play like MotoGP and stuff like that, I tend to play Yamahas, Hondas, etc. So it's nice to change it up and use different styles of bikes. So it's cool to be using the Honda this time, but in this game, because I don't usually pick Hondas when it comes to MXGP. And for some reason, I never do. MXGP, I never bother with the Hondas. I don't even think I've done a career mode in the past where I've used a Honda. So this was a big change for me, and I'm pleased to see that it's working absolutely flawlessly. Massive thumbs up from me. A big double thumbs up, if you will. It's Justin Hill. He is right in fighting range now. He's our prime target. Can we get through here at a moment's time on the right-hander? You know we're quick in there. Oh, that's good. That is good. That is good. Put that in the DrAce archives of overtakes, because Justin Hill has just fell foul to that one. Now we're into 2nd place, chasing down Chase Sexton. Loving it. I said in a previous video he was our teammate. I was actually incorrect. He is not our teammate. He is on a completely different Honda. But for some reason, it said in one of the modes I was in that he said I was his teammate. Not sure why that said it. But yeah, he is not our teammate. But he's still on the Honda. So he's still a rival nonetheless. And of course, he is the world champion. So yes, he is still definitely our rival. As we now go over the line. We've got about a 55 lap time there. Probably would have been quicker if we hadn't messed up that final corner. But Chase Sexton, oh my goodness, is this going to be the comeback of a century? From 13th to 4th to 2nd. Brilliant. Let's see if we can make that into a double. Let's see if we can get race 2 victory and going on the way. Oh, careful of the Yamaha signs. Careful, careful. Just slow it down a little bit. Just recompose. Just, oh, I said recompose, not completely make a hash of it again. Oh, damn it. We've totally lost the lead. We've totally lost the leader now. He is so far ahead of us, damn it. One little mistake, that's all it takes. So we give Jordan Hill a good old bump up the hill. I think it was Justin Hill, sorry. Give him a good old shove up the rear. Have a bit of that, would you? Taste my Honda as we go round the outside. Okay, it's a 2nd place. Maybe we should settle for that one because I feel like we're risking a lot here to try and chase down Chase. That's hard to say. But Mr. Sexton's in 1st place, of course, because that was a minute lap. We were about 4 seconds slower than our fastest lap time, so we have to be careful here. We have to think about the big picture. 2nd place in this Triple Crown would only mean we'd have 3 points in total. I'm pretty happy with that one. Chase is going to have exactly the same because he's on 2nd place in the first race, 1st place in the 2nd one. So we... Oh, no! Dropping the front. I was just about to mention that Chase looked like he was getting in more and more in range. 42 seconds then to recover 2nd place. Oh, that is annoying. That's frustrating. Oh, I made the tiniest mistakes. I actually don't even know what I did wrong there. It certainly caught me off guard. I felt good. I felt like I was going to make that corner. We were getting so close to Chase Sexton. But another mistake has occurred as Joe Shimoda has had a great sort of return to form in this race as well. He's now up into 5th place as we completely butcher that one. Jordan Smith is right on our tail now. If we are not careful, we might not even finish on the podium. That would be a disaster. Considering how much speed we have and the lap times we've put in, we have to finish on the podium at the very least. We can't be this close to getting onto the podium, or at least holding in the podium position, to then lose it in the final 40 seconds. Well, actually, the sound is gone. The hooter is hooted. Now it's only 2 laps remaining, of course. Chase Sexton is not far away from finishing this lap as we get really argy-bargy with Hill. Oh, shoving him wide. We're going to push him to the wall if we have to. How dare you try and get me across in that jumping section. They're so aggressive. You got to love it. Of course, in the past games, they're just too wishy-washy. You make any move next to them and they just sort of like panic and just move out of your way. Just like Ride 4 was. But not in this one. It is now the final lap. Sexton in the lead. Grant in 2nd. Hill 3rd. Joe Shimoda's now worked his way up to 4th place. He's ahead of Jordan Smith. That is a brilliant result for the Japanese man. He is actually Chase Sexton's teammate in this game. The Monster Energy Supercross career mode is actually not up to date for some strange reason. It is the 2019 or 2020 riders opposed to being the 2021 riders, which is a little bit disappointing. But it's not uncommon for Milestone to make those mistakes. They've done that in a few previous generations, I do believe, for quite a while. Oh my goodness, we just lost 2nd place. I completely messed up the flow and now I can't even chase him down. Oh, that's frustrating. Oh my goodness, Jordan Hill's right there as well. Joe Shimoda, I can't even say it. Joe Shimoda is there. Goodness me. We can't, no way, we're not having our heart broken. Just, we need to focus right on defending 3rd place now. Everything in our power, we have to defend. Get into the right-hander, brake a little bit early if you have to. Get this perfect, we have to get this perfect. Beautiful, beautiful, we're going to hold on. 3rd place, can't be mad at that one. Well, too much, let's say. Results of main event 2 are in. Chase Sexton, Josh Hill and Matt Grant take your podium. I do apologise, for some reason I've been calling Josh Hill Justin Hill, and I don't know why I've been doing that, so I do apologise. But as you can see, that is the session results right now. Sexton leads by 1 singular point, so we have to beat Sexton in round 3. Main event 3 is upon us, waiting for the grids to drop, and they've dropped. That is a good start, it's a perfect start, the video game says. You gotta love that extra confidence when the game says perfect. It's like a chef's kiss. Beautiful into the lead. Turn 1 is ours once again. That is hole shot number 3 of 3 in this Triple Crown. That should be an achievement right there because that is brilliant. We are so good when it comes to starting these Grand Prix. My race starts in MotoGP and Moto2 and Moto3, etc. are never as good as it is in motocross games. For some reason, I'm so good at getting the line. And just major props. I love it. Just waiting for the grid to drop and then just holding that clutch, holding it, bang, and a second it goes. So exhilarating as Marchbanks takes the lead now. The number 36 into the lead for the very first time of main event 3. Grant fights back, going around the outside, up over the wall, over the berm. Beautiful. Back into the lead. We have to stay focused on this one. Do everything like we did in race 1, but even better. No crashes, no mistakes, just focusing and just doing the business. Just get it done. Job done. Move on to the next round as championship leader. That's the goal here. Goal number 1, and it's going to be a massive goal. It's going to be a great, great honour for a rookie to be taking the red plate, but that is the point of racing. That is our focus right now. We don't mind whether we're the rookie. We don't mind if we're the underdog. We are here to fight and to win races, win championships. We give it everything we've got as we get a brilliant exit away from Marchbanks. He was right with us, and the next thing you know, gone. Didn't see him again. So either he made a mistake or we were just that bloody quick going into that right-hander. Of course, that's where we are very strong. Here on the tabletop section, you can even see in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen on the graphic, we are getting just that couple of bike lengths extra in the tabletop section. So major props to the Honda and the smooth handling of DrAce, I guess, or thanks to the controller, let's say. We now go over the rise, and finally we'll be going over the final jump across the timing line. That will be 8 minutes remaining of main event 3. We're in the best spot possible. Chase Sexton's lurking in 3rd place. Maybe he's biding his time because he knows he'll probably make a couple of mistakes along the way. This race, I really want to just go mistake-free. Every single MXGP race, every Monster Energy Supercross race, I always end up making a little mistake here or there. We need to just minimise those. Completely minimise them and just stop making mistakes. Focus on the Grand Prix, use our power, use our confidence, and just get into the lead and just churn out those lap times. That's the best possible way of me doing it. Getting involved with the other riders, it's difficult to find your lines, it's difficult to find the correct overtaking points, it's difficult to not try and land on someone when they go underneath you. You just got to stay focused, stay in the lead, stick out that right leg going in the right corner, and then finish our lap time. I tell you what, this is going to be a great lap. We could be looking at about 56, 57. That is a very good start. A 56.092 to start this race. I'm very, very pleased with that one. That's a fast pace to stop. And if we can stay focused and stay with those lap times, Marchbanks and Sexton will have a prayer. That is the goal. That is the ultimate prize for us today. Win the Triple Crown in our very first appearance of the Triple Crown. It works in my favour because the more experience I get on the track, the better I'll become. So I think that goes with anyone. But of course, the AI are already programmed, so it doesn't really work for them. But for us, it's going to work bloody brilliantly. So we now go over the tabletop section, carrying a lot of speed. Carrying 40 miles an hour over these tabletop sections. Really cool, into the berm. I like to go wider into that little bit of a berm, or just to the bottom of the berm. Just to give me a little bit of enough oomph to get around the corner and start carrying a lot more speed. But I do love the idea of the flow in Monster Energy Supercross. It's probably the best MX game I've played in general. Of course, Supercross being a little bit different to MXGP, but still, you could definitely compare them as Marchbanks pushes me wide, going into turn 1. Not ideal, but we're still in the lead. I thought we'd be pulling away, though, to be honest with you, and it just doesn't look like we've been able to do so. Marchbanks did get pushed back a little bit there, but as long as if we fight back immediately if we're attacked, then we'll be alright. We just have to go a little bit wide. Oh, a sharp intake of breath is what was required there, because that was a bit scary. I thought that was you could say that was a big mistake, but we saved it. Thankfully, we managed to save it. If we do make a mistake, we have to recover quickly and respond well. And that is probably responding really well. Marchbanks tried to get back on the inside, and we just slammed the door shut in his face, getting away from him now, thankfully. Hampshire is now ahead of Sexton. Actually, I've just said that, and Hampshire is moving to second place. Sexton now into third, and Marchbanks into fourth. So disappointment for Marchbanks as he's been really hounding me. They probably should have stayed behind him and let him do all the donkey work, because he is really aggressive and he's doing a grand job of putting the pressure on me. I'm still feeling a bit nervous here, but I'm confident. 5 minutes remaining. That's all we got to relax. That's all we got to focus on. Just relax and just stay focused. I've said that focus a lot of times in this video, but rightfully so, because that's what it's all about. Getting into the zone, focusing on the lap times and not making mistakes. Oh, I never said I was perfect. I do make mistakes. I am not impervious when it comes to making mistakes. It's so easy to lose your concentration, whether it just be maybe moving the analog stick a little bit too much on a whip, maybe moving the analog stick a little bit too less. Oh my goodness, it's so difficult. There is no track deformation in this track, but you get the impression that even going on the same lines a couple of times does get a little bit more difficult, so you have to try and change it up. Maybe that's more of a placebo effect, because the game doesn't really... It doesn't really change anything in the sense of track deformation. Of course, not like in the older... I think one of the older games it really did. It really made a difference, like the berms would get really thicker and deeper. But not so much on these ones, they don't really change it. Hopefully in the future that can be a thing that we can see. But for the time being, oh, massive contact there with Chase Sexton and Grant. He really tried to get up at the inside there, probably just putting the scare tactics on us there, but thankfully we responded well, and we just basically responded by buggering off and getting ever so closer to Hampshire in the lead. Don't want him to lead too much because I need to finish ahead of Chase Sexton by finishing first place. Now if we finish first place and he finishes second, we'll be joint on points, but I would have won 2 races to his 1, so technically I think I would win that one. I'm not entirely sure how it works, and I also have the faster lap times. I'm not too sure on that works, but I would probably assume because I've won the more races that would make more sense. Of course, both of us been on the podium for both races, and if we can both go the triple podiums on the Triple Crown, that's brilliant for Honda. That really is. That is perfect. And speaking of perfection, we're getting ever so closer to Mr. Hampshire in the lead. Decent little whip there as we get closer and closer. Big jump here, push forward on the analog stick. Yes, get into the decline. Look at that. Oh, we are right on the tail of him. That is brilliant. Can we focus? Can we follow it on and continue to do the same in the next couple of corners? I love this flow. Yes, we're in the flow. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it here, guys. 2.5 minutes remaining. I'm still really confident. We've got him. We can get him here. Get into the berms. I think I'm going to call it. Next lap. Next lap in that right-hander where we absolutely love and adore, we're going to beat Hampshire. That's where we're going to make the move. We are quicker on the lap times compared to the previous race. We're close. We've got a 56.006 there, but still not that 54.9 that we set earlier on. We're a whole second slower, but that was an astonishing pace, astonishing lap time. But speaking of astonishing, Hampshire, prepare to be astonished in a moment's time, my friend, because you will be getting beaten. We're not going to be close enough here for the lunge. I called it incorrectly. Perhaps the next time we get into there, or hopefully we can get in before then. But we are right on the we are pressuring him to another level here. And now Lauricio has actually got ahead of Marchbanks. Where is Chase Sexton? What happened to Chase Sexton? He's not in the top 5, ladies and gentlemen. The world champion is not even in the top 5. Maybe we don't need to risk this then. Maybe we stay in second place. But oh, how can you tell a racer to not push? It's so early in the championship. Who cares about the championship? We just want to win. Give me the race victory. We're right on his rear tail now. Little bit of mistake there. Chase Sexton now down to 6th place. As we go, oh, we're getting close. I did think about a lunge up at the inside. On the brakes. Not quite. Honda versus Husqvarna. RJ Hampshire defending well. I give him major props for this. He is not cracking under the pressure. He seems to be right there with it, but we lost it. Oh, he made a mistake. He should have never left the gap there. He should never have left that little gap. I don't even think he could defend against that, though. But he's just so good in that corner. And now we take the lead for the very first time since God knows when. So pleased to be back in the lead. This is where we feel confident. This is where we feel at home. We like to be in the front. RJ Hampshire's going to be very disappointed that he didn't defend well. He's now 2 seconds behind. My goodness. Whether he just completely made a mess of that particular section, or we just made so much ground on him in such a short time, I'm not sure. But that doesn't even matter. The point is that we're going to set another 56.6 or 56.7 and get into the lead when it matters the most. So let's see if RJ Hampshire can respond on board that Husqvarna. It was Husqvarna versus Honda, but not anymore. It looks like Honda on his own, just leading this race. It was brilliant. 5 seconds remaining till the sound. So keep an ear out for that one. Hopefully it doesn't make you jump like it usually makes me jump. I haven't got it that loud compared to when I have it as usual. But in the headphones it does get a bit loud. 2 laps remaining, well 1.5 I guess, because of course this lap will count towards the countdown. Hampshire second, Laricho third, and Chase Sexton is desperate to get on the podium, but he's not close enough. We've seen him there with a good couple of bike lengths behind Mr. Laruccio in third place. I'm not sure how to pronounce that, so probably doing a bad job, but hey ho, I tried anyway, you know what I mean. He's in third place right now. Going over with a little bit of a jump here. This is going to be a fantastic lap if we can hold it together. We're not really chasing fast lap times, but we're just trying to get into the zone, keep the laps consistent, stay in the lead, and just stay churning out the lap time. So you can't really ask for more than that. So we're just going to keep doing. Oh no! Cover! Oh no! Head over hands. We made a mistake. Oh no! I mean, we are going to probably win the Grand Prix anyway, but still. Yeah, oh, can we? Oh, Hampshire made a move. We made a move and it didn't work. We're alright then. Oh my goodness. Panic stations there for every ace out there. I do apologise for making you wince and jump at that one. Oh my goodness. Hearts in mouths there. I was going to say, we can still win the Triple Crown anyway because Chase Sexton's only in 4th place. But we wanted to do it in style. We wanted to take race victory number 3. Well, number 2 here in main event 3. Big wheelie coming out that corner there. We have done it. Nice wheelie over the top. Beautifully jumped. Beautifully done. Get over that line. And that is victory number 2 in about 3 races. So those are your results, of course, for the session. Grant, RJ, Hampshire, Lorenzo Laricho in 3rd place. He on board the Kawasaki. Shout out to him using my racing number on Ride 4 and MotoGP. But of course we did win the race, which means we are the Triple Crown champions by winning the main event 1, 3rd place in main event 2, and main event 3 victorious. Leaves us on 5 points. So that, my friends, is a victory. A quick look at the championship standings. I am now the proud owner of the red plate. 3 points ahead of Joe Shimoda and Jordan Smith in 3rd place. No sign of Chase Sexton in the top 3. So guys, thanks for watching as always. I hope you enjoyed this one. Like, comment and subscribe if you did. Hit the notification bell to be alerted to every single DrAce upload. And upon that note guys, thanks for watching and I'll see you next time. Ciao for now. Oh hi, didn't quite see you there. Good to see you're still here. If this video didn't quite set your appetite, then why not watch some more DrAce content by clicking the video shown on screen now. Furthermore, if you would like to follow me on social media, you can do so now with the links down in the description. Consider subscribing so you don't miss a single DrAce video.